Texas.
This probably won't be pretty.
This weekend, we get them in the regular season in the same conference for the very first time.
Let's go! It's going to be fresh. It's going to be new. I'm excited to play in Rhodes House.
Both of these programs right up there in the top in the country.
Life's a game I love to play.
Drills that one and gone! And she will drive in a pair! Are you freaking kidding me right now?
We are so excited for that pressure.
I can expect a dogfight.
Well, dogfight and a slugfest. If the series continues here in Game 3 like the first two, it's #1 Texas and #5 Alabama. Can the Tide win here at the Rhodes House a series against a #1 team for the first time in 15 years? Here's how we got here. It was Texas fight on Thursday. Leanne Good with a couple of home runs. Tegan Cavan spectacular. She'll be in the circle again tonight for the defending national champs. Last night, it was all Alabama. 11 unanswered runs after they got down early. Ambry Taylor with a home run. Terrific relief appearance for Vic Moulton. She, too, will be back in the circle today as you check out the updated SEC standings. Oklahoma on the verge of winning again this morning. They're one game up on Texas. Alabama right now in one of those top 4 spots as we inch ever closer to that SEC tournament and the double bye situation. Hey everybody, welcome here to the Rhodes House. Beth Mowins alongside the 2-time Olympic gold medalist Michelle Smith. We've seen plenty of hits. We've seen plenty of runs scored, 25 combined through the first 2 games of this series.
Well, the offense has been so explosive this year for everybody. I think the key is you got to be resilient. Even though Alabama went down 4 runs early, able to come back and score those 11 runs. So you're never out of it, no matter what the scoreboard's showing you.
Even despite the offensive attacks, it was a terrific performance on Thursday night as Tegan Cavan, last year's World Series MVP, got the win.
Yeah, Cavan is just so stellar in the circles. Just leadership all the way around. 9 strikeouts in that game 1. It's the rise ball that's hoppy. She can paint the corners, and she was just 4 over the minimum. 25 batters faced because of those 9 strikeouts. No free passes given up. Cavan, just one of the best in the business at moving the ball all the way around. She retired 10 of the last 11 batters she faced.
So she will get the call again against a much improved Alabama offense. In fact, they are flirting with a lot of single-season school records. This was the difference through the first 2 games. They got clutch hitting last night, Smitty.
Yeah, it's all that situational hitting, Beth. Those 2-out RBIs, 8 of them last night, 11 unanswered runs, and this is an offense for Alabama. Could be one of the best ever that they have had here at the Rhodes House after last year. The offense stumbled a bit. They are back and strong this year, belting the ball.
And for the 2nd day in a row, Vic Moulton will get the start in the circle to face Caden Henry to lead things off. So Moulton, the freshman, got chased in the first inning, struggled to find the strike zone, but then was able to re-enter later in the game, and she shut Texas down.
Yeah, she was outstanding. And again, that resiliency, that word, it's so important to have that as a collegiate softball player these days. A 1.63 ERA that leads all freshmen in the country. But last night, you mentioned it, Beth, it was 5 walks in the first inning that chased her.
Henry had one of those walks, ended up scoring in a 3-run first inning. Reese Atwood, their career leader in home runs and runs batted in. She had a good night at the plate last night. Texas able to jump in front early in both of the first 2 games here. They've scored now in the first inning in 27 of their 35 games. They come in ranked #1 in the country with the #1 RPI. And it's a full count to start out for Vic Moulton. And this time a different story. Gets the strikeout 1 down.
Well, Vic Moulton has a lot of downward movement. She's got a very heavy drop ball. She throws with good velocity. When she stays over the top of it and trusts her movement, she's putting that ball over the dish. She needs to do that to be strong and effective. She's anywhere from 52 to 70 miles an hour, but it's that good separation with the rise. We have not seen her throw that a lot. It's been more heavy, heavy down. But when she can control the lower part of the zone, she's outstanding. Another really good key for her, she's given up only 6 home runs because of that drop hammering the lower half of the zone.
Retired 13 of the last 16 she faced last night. Did not give up a run. Did throw 107 pitches about 12 hours ago, so we'll see how much gas is left in the tank. Likely all hands on deck trying to win the series here today. This is Leanne Good. Senior from San Antonio, hit a couple of bombs on Thursday. And falls behind here, the Moulton 1 and 2.
Good over the top of that drop ball. It would be interesting to see if Texas makes any adjustments. Moulton in the circle.
And a called strike 3. 2 down.
Vic Moulton, that first inning, walked in a run. 5 walks in that first inning, was able to come back in the game later on and was just outstanding.
Gets Martinez swinging at the first pitch, and a 1-2-3 start for the Tide.
Tegan Cavan, last year's most outstanding player at the World Series, just can do it all. It's a rise ball. She effectively hits the outer side of the plate. A changeup that comes in the high 50s. It's the vertical break as well. Just spin speed as well as velocity speed. How about 31 2/3 innings at the World Series without giving up an earned run? Tegan Cavan, one of the best pitchers in the game because of the ability to throw to all zones and really mix those speeds, Beth.
Yeah, she went 4-0 in the World Series, got the best of all the great pitchers there, including Nigel Kennedy and Texas Tech in the championship series, which Texas won in 3 games. And it's Alexis Papillo to start off. Gave up just 5 hits to the Tide on Thursday night, struck out 9. Threw a shade over 100 pitches to do it, and got the complete game victory, her 14th of the season. Here's the starting lineup for the Crimson Tide. The big switch to move Papillo up to numero 1 and drop Vandegrift down to 6 paid off yesterday. Alexis enjoying a career year, batting .448. have a hit yesterday, but she drove in 2 runs with walks and scored twice herself. Slices that out to left. Katie Bennett gets the start out there today. 1 down.
Tegan Gavon, the junior in the circle, just so steady, Eddie. You're going to see her throw with a lot of experience and just a really good, calm demeanor in the circle. She's got that great vertical separation we talked about, rise-drop mix, but it's that changeup that she will throw effectively. She'll get hitters to chase that pitch out of the zone. She uses it just enough. You're not going to sit in there and sit that pitch, and it's going to show up when you least expect it.
The win the other night, the 62nd of her career, as Brooke Wells steps in. One of the newcomers that has really turned things around offensively for Bama, the transfer from Houston, who's born and raised in the Austin, Texas area. 1 for 7 so far in the series, but that one drove in 3 runs yesterday as she lines out to Bennett, 2 out.
Good contact by Wells.
That'll bring up another one of the newcomers to the lineup, the freshman from Florida, Anna Roman, a top 10 recruit. 1 for 6 with a walk so far in the series. Had a hit off of Kavan the other day. Tegan also struck her out once.
There it is, that's the changeup.
Nice, at 59.
Yeah, just is so deceptive, and it shows up maybe once an inning. When you're in the box, you're hoping it's not your at-bat that it shows up, but.
0-2 pitch. Alabama top half of the inning. Vic Moten only needed 11 pitches to go 1-2-3. Can Kavan match it here in the bottom of the first? Just outside the chalk. Another 1-2 pitch.
Alabama, you could tell already, is really working hard to lay off that rise ball. And one thing that Kavan can do so well is she can throw it at multiple levels, multiple planes. She's going to have to bring that pitch down a little bit, start it at the knee, and try to ride it up to the belt. If it starts at the belt, Alabama's staying off of it.
Right back to Kavan, who will backhand it, and it's a 1-2-3 start for both sides in our game 3. Well, when you're looking at the Texas scouting report at the plate, it starts with these two right here, Michelle.
Yeah, Reese Atwood in that 4-hole, and how about Katie Stewart in the 5-hole? These two big bats do a lot of damage. They're the ones that you always circle and say, we cannot let them hurt us, but they've been doing a lot of hurting this year. Atwood with 14 home runs, Stewart with 18 home runs. How about 32 home runs combined? That's over 50% of the 60 home runs that the Longhorns have hit this year.
So instrumental in the heart of their order last year in the run-up to the national championship. Atwood smashes that one. It's 1-0 Texas. That got out in a hurry.
And that's what Atwood will do. She will attack early. When she's hitting her best, she's hitting one of the first couple pitches that show up. A senior catcher, that leadership, she knows what she's attacking. You can see she's off the dish just a little bit. It's an elevated drop ball, and she gets all into that. The extension, taking that ball. That looks like an airplane taking off.
Wow.
Number 15 on the year for Reese Atwood.
Their career leader adds to her tally. And here comes Stewart, who's got 18 on the season, slugging over 1,000. 3 for 6 with a home run. She hit that on Thursday night in their 9-1 win.
Look at that home run. That was her 7th home run on the first pitch. So Atwood will attack. If she sees something right over the plate, she's going to go get it. And that was a miss.
That was right over the plate.
Yeah. That's a miss by the freshman. I mean, that's only the 7th home run that Vic Moulton has given up. She's typically down in the zone, so it does keep the ball in the park. But when you make a mistake and it's elevated, it's going to get punished.
Stewart, just missed that one.
That's another one. Straight back. Anytime a ball is fouled straight back, you know the hitter has just missed barreling that up. It was always a warning sign for me when I was in the circle. I was like, all right, I got to throw something different. I got to mix speeds, get the ball down at their ankles, do something different.
1-2 be a good time to waste one low. Stewart able to stay alive.
And I think that's the pitch that's going to be important. Moulton does have a changeup. It's usually down in the low 50s. She doesn't use it a lot, only about 3% of the time. And I think when she's ahead, you just got to throw it. Doesn't matter if it's a strike or not. Just use it to set up this next pitch.
Stewart laces one the other way, and a single for Katie.
And already you can see that Alabama is doing what Coach Murphy said they would. This is all about the outfielders. Look at how deep they all are. They're all super deep. And Murphy has talked about it. He said it is either going to be a home run, it's not going to be over our head unless it leaves the park, or a single. And that's exactly what they've done. They've got the outfield so deep. Because so far in the series, it's either been over the wall or a single in front of them.
High fly ball out to right center, almost a collision with the new center fielder Kristen White today, and Anna Roman takes it. That's the one adjustment for the Bama defense. White in center, Vandegrift moved over to left. And there's one down. Here's Ashton Maloney. Seven, 8, and 9 batters in the series are hitting .438 and have driven in 5 runs. That's one thing that Mike White had on his to-do list with this trip to Tuscaloosa. Wake up the bottom of the order, and they have done that.
Yeah, they've been outstanding. You can turn that lineup over, be on base for the top to be able to hit you in.
swing and a miss for Moten. Her third strikeout, 2 down.
When Moten's able to get the ball on the corner, she can just be lethal. You can see the spin on that. That's actually a rise ball. She goes upstairs, so we've seen her a lot of downstairs, but she will use that rise ball effectively as well. And you know that Texas is looking a lot of down after yesterday. So we'll use that rise ball about 37% of the time, even though in this series it's been more down, more drop.
Here's Katie Bennett, who got the start in game 2 yesterday, and after a couple of singles and a walk, she holds on to that spot for game 3 today. Moves from the DP out to left field this afternoon. They were just 3 of 16 with runners on base last night. Have stranded 15 base runners through the first couple of games. And Moten's getting some good swing and miss early.
She's got that great velocity. She's got a very quick windup. She's about 5'4". She's a bundle of energy, and when she explodes off that pitching rubber, it's coming at you hard, it's coming at you fast.
Gets her to reach. Ends the threat, but Reese Atwood showing us her All-American swing.
Well, Reese Atwood goes yard on a pitch on the inner half that's elevated. First pitch swinging, 15th home run of the year for Reese Atwood, 4th home run in SEC play.
Now the story for the Crimson Tide. A lot of folks outside the program didn't think much early on. Preseason 9th in the SEC, but then they got off to a 25-0 start. We've always known they could pitch over the years. It continues with Brisky and the freshmen this season, and now they have added the big bats and a little sluggo, Michelle. And they find themselves right now top 4 in the conference midway through the season.
Yeah, and it's been that offense. It's been a great surprise. This is historically a program that prides themselves on their offense. We like to call this the house that Kelly built. Kelly Crutchman, Olympian.
Oh, yeah.
And to have an offense back to those days where the ball's leaving the yard is something that these Rhodes fans love to see.
Patrick Murphy wanted some speed, some power, and to be much more athletic.
Yeah.
They worked a lot on their conditioning in the offseason. Picked up a couple of key transfers, and this freshman class already having an impact. Here's one of them, Embry Taylor, who homered last night for the Tide. Her 8th of the season. She comes in on a 7-game hitting streak.
Well, it's been impressive. Their swings are compact, letting the ball travel.
Down the line towards the foul pole. and just missed it.
Wow, that was hooking just a little bit. Got around that pitch, a little bit out in front of it.
Just outside. Marty Abizetian, Stephen Gould watching it right down the line, along with Chris Neighbors, our umpiring crew today. Lifts this one out towards Maloney. One down. Tegan Cavan needed just 13 pitches to get through that 1-2-3 first inning. And now facing 4, 5, and 6 for the Tide. Here comes Marley Giles. One of 7 seniors on the roster this year for Alabama. Only 2 of them regular starters. Kristen White does get the call today out in center field for the Tide, but Patrick Murphy really lauds their selflessness, their leadership, even when it's from the dugout or in a pinch hitter role.
Oh, he's always preached mudita, right there.
Yes.
Term to really be joyful for others' success. You know, this is a team that prides themselves on their teammates and being supportive. And you've got to have that, especially with these larger rosters nowadays. You mentioned the 7 seniors have had significant playing time in their careers.
Now 1-2 to Giles.
Tegan Cavan just so tough when she gets ahead of you in a count 1-2, 0-2. She just has so many different tools to play with. It's tough to barrel her up. That changeup will come back out. We saw that last pitch. Well, and here's what we're looking at. When she's pitching from ahead, look at that batting average against, just a $119. Behind, however, .491. So that's why when you get in a leveraged count against Tegan Cavan, you got to be all in. You cannot be watching pitches.
Count goes full. Giles 3 for 6 so far in the series. And draws the walk. First free pass. And the first base runner here for the Tide.
That's one thing that Cavan was able to avoid in game 1 was the free pass. She had those 9 strikeouts, no walks, and already here through just the first 5 hitters, Alabama's done a good job of making sure they're not swinging and missing a lot. They're fouling pitches off. They're not chasing out of the zone. There's that line from game 1. She gave up just those 5 hits, just 4 over the extras because Texas turned a double play in that game. Very efficient in the circle on Friday night. Thursday night, excuse me.
So here's Audrey Vandegrift. She's got a hit in 7 of her last 8, starting to work her way back to her freshman form. She was a stud last year, one of the top 3 finalists for National Freshman of the Year honors. Numbers have dipped considerably this year, and now trying to find that stride at the right time, heading into the final month of the season. She was 2 for 4 last night.
Yeah, Beth, and she is the one that was circled in this lineup because there wasn't a lot behind her, and she did most of the damage for an Alabama offense that struggled last year. She was it. She had 50 stolen bases. You know, part of it this year too, when she's leading off, the hitters behind her, Papillo, Wells, she's not in a situation where you can run her, because then you're taking the bat out of the hitters behind her. So I like her in this 6th spot.
And Patrick Murphy did his research. He loves to tell you that obviously your #1 hitter leads off the most innings, but your #6 hitter leads off the 2nd most innings over the course of a season. Vandegrift gets a hold of one. Deep drive, back it goes, off the wall and right. She races into second base. And the Tide have 2 in scoring position with Giles over at 3rd.
Well, in this inning, all 3 batters have been in hitters count. And so a walk given up to Giles. Vandegrift gets herself a pitch that she can handle. This is a rise ball in the outer half, but she gets around it. At first, it looks like it may leave the yard with the wind blowing out, but it catches the top of the wall. Played very well by Maloney getting that in, but that is a double for Vandegrift. A big bop for the sophomore, who's needed to have some big hits, her 3rd of the season.
Patty Ruth Taylor out to talk with Cavan, and they already have Citlali Gutierrez up in the bullpen. She threw an inning of relief last night when Texas used 4 different arms in the circle and just barely avoided the run rule. It's been 10 years since Alabama has won a series against #1. 15 years since they did it here at home. Here's Salem Hawkins. 2 for 4 with an RBI last night. Swinging at the rise on the first offering. Both those hits have come with runners on base for Salem.
Well, this is a situation for Alabama as a team where they're very good with runners on 2nd and 3rd with less than 2 outs. As a club, they hit .582. But Hawkins now behind 0-2 is going to have to protect here. Defense for Texas is pulled in.
Popped up in foul territory, room for Stewart. And a 3-pitch out recorded by Cavan, 2 down.
Cavan can be stingy. She gets herself in a tough situation. She gets into attack mode.
Jenna Young, the Iowa transfer, 2-time All-Big Ten in her 2 seasons there. First chance of the day for Alabama after a walk and a double. They had 8 2-out RBIs, a season high, 8 of their 11 runs in the win last night. Young rips one down the line, back towards the brickyard, and it is gone. A 3-run shot puts Alabama in front. Wow.
Welcome to the SEC, Jenna Young. Her 4th home run of the year, none bigger. Jenna Young is going to get herself a pitch that she can handle on the inner half, a rise ball that is just not high enough. Look at the barrel, look at her hands, they are quiet. Elevate to celebrate, and she gets that out of the yard. That 3-run shot puts the Tide up 3-1 here in the bottom of the second.
Big swing off of the All-American Tegan Cavan, and it is 3-1 Alabama.
It's the 9th home run of the year that Cavan has given up.
And is this a pitching change? Are there defensive changes coming? Mike White is out to talk to Marty Abazishan. Looks like Cavan will stay.
I think they need to keep Cavan in.
Yeah, it looks like maybe, Michelle, they're going to do a shift here and play with no right fielder and bring Katie Bennett in to play second base and move Leanne Good over to the left side.
So here's what we're looking at. You can see all these infielders on the left side and nobody in right field. Right field is completely empty.
Patrick Murphy played a hunch, put Kristen White in the lineup, batting 9th. Just her 3rd at-bat in SEC play this season. So what they have is Nichols at 3rd. Vivi Martinez moves over into the 5-6 hole. Good plays short, essentially. And Katie Bennett comes into the infield, and that's a base hit, and White is going to ramble on over to 3rd as it dropped in front of a diving Caden Henry, the center fielder, who had moved over to left. As White beats the shift.
She beats the shift even though she hits at the shift. This is just a good job of taking an elevated pitch and just popping it to the outfield. Nice effort in the outfield to try to get this ball before it hits the grass. But with Kristen White's wheels, once that's down, easily going to come into second. And as you mentioned, Beth, Coach Murphy's so good at playing hunches, getting the start today. White paying dividends.
Passes the bat to the top of the order. Papillo with an RBI opportunity. .41 of them on the season, including a couple last night. Came into the series batting .500 against top 10 opponents.
Impressive first time through the lineup. Not one Bama Tide struck out.
Papillo sends one the opposite way. That is back off the base of the wall, and White will score. 4-1, Bama.
And Lexi Papillo is pumped. We talked with her yesterday before the game. She has worked extremely hard in the offseason, hitting the gym, hitting the weights, really working and journaling. Pitch on the outer half, goes with it, doesn't try to do too much with it, almost leaves the yard. That double is going to bring White in. 4th run up on the board in this inning here for the Tide.
4 extra base hits this inning, including the Young home run and 3 doubles. And the 2-out clutch hitting continues. Except today, they're doing it against the All-American arm.
Well, that's what's impressive. I mean, they obviously have a very good game plan. They have not swung through that rise ball. They've laid off of it. They've made Cavan bring it down, and when she's brought it down, they've been able to punish it.
Wells lined out to left her first time up. jam job there, and Henry has it in center, but a big number and a crooked one on the board for Bama.
How about Jenna Young coming up in a massive situation, a rise ball in the inner half, and she says, get it out of here. That 3-run shot puts Bama on the board, her 4th home run of the year.
Let's have a look at the RPI now that we're into the month of April and 5 weeks left in the regular season with Texas atop the RPI standings. Alabama actually moved up a spot after their win yesterday, and you can see SEC teams everywhere. 9 of the top 16, 7 of the top 10. So, of course, you'd be looking at all those teams as hosts for the first weekend of the NCAA tournament. Oklahoma with, let's see, they got the sweep today over Kentucky, so they are at 11-1, and they will get ready for a trip to Austin next weekend. We'll have all 3 games for you on the ESPN networks. Sooners and Longhorns, Little Red River.
Oof. It's going to be a battle.
Last year it was an Oklahoma sweep in Norman.
Well, it's interesting because normally when we have this Red River rivalry, it's Oklahoma #1, Texas coming in. It's going to be reversed this time.
Well, maybe not.
Potentially. That's right.
We shall see.
When the polls come out.
Chopped to second. Jenna Young, who just hit the home run, was there to record the out, and J.C. Nichols is retired. And here comes the top of the order, the second time to see Moten. Another huge crowd here at the Rhodes House. Storm expected to roll through town later today. That's why the game was moved to an earlier start. We've seen pretty much all around the SEC. And when you're bringing your own couch to the Rhodes House, that's a stud move right there.
That is Rhodes House right there.
I'm even willing to excuse the Boston Red Sox cap and give them a pass on that. Beautiful Easter weekend with the family at the ball yard.
I wonder if he brings it for the series or if he brings it each game.
Caden Henry. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 5 for the freshman. 2 down. She gets Henry for the second time.
Wow, just the explosive movement out of Moulton's hand. That's a screwball. That is a pitch on the outer half. It doesn't really show up on the stat sheet a lot that she's using it, but that screwball has a lot of movement. It's a great pitch to lefties.
Here's Leanne Good, struck out looking at a drop ball back in the first. After Texas took the 1-0 lead on the Reese Atwood home run, the answer inning immediately for Alabama. They put up a 4 spot in the bottom of the inning, featuring the Jenny Young 3-run home run. Another 2-strike count. That one in the dirt.
Change it, that slipped out of her hand.
Just off the end of the bat for Good. Moulton has managed to stay ahead almost the entire game. Caden Henry had a hitter's count, the very first batter of the game. That's been it. And here's a full count again.
And that's what Texas did yesterday to Moulton. They got into leverage counts, and if it did go full, they fouled off a lot of pitches until Moulton ended up walking hitters. Coach Lance McMahon, after she was pulled in inning 1, said, "Don't sit down, go out in the dugout and work it out."
In the bullpen?
Excuse me, and work it out.
Snagged at third by Taylor. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for the second time today for Moulton.
Where do you think is the hardest place to play in the SEC?
Isn't it like Alabama?
Alabama.
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 Alabama. Alabama was a tough environment.
That was the closest to a World Series feel. A whole lot of fans at that stadium.
Always very loud, very chirpy.
And we welcome you inside the Rhodes House. It's got a bad reputation for opponents, but a really good one for T-Town. Just outstanding out in the Brickyard. Bring your own chair, bring your own couch, bring your own cooler. And they have packed it in all weekend with #1 in town. The home folks have not seen a series win over a top-ranked opponent in 15 years here, where Alabama wins 85% of the time. So many memories here, whether it's the SEC tournament or the NCAA tournament. I mean, they've been a host almost every year through the first 20 years of the super regional sites.
Oh, historic numbers. And you have a great crowd that comes in. Fill the seats up, makes a difference. Over 4,400 fans, largest average attendance in college softball.
Yeah. Anna Roman leading things off here with a 4-1 lead, bottom third. Of course, the highlight, the 2012 Dancing in the Rain National Champs featuring Kayla Bro. After a stint in the booth, returning to her alma mater a couple of years ago. Looks like she can still run those base paths.
100%. I was talking with her before the game, and yeah, I love hearing all the nuggets that she gives to the athletes, and a lot of knowledge.
The native Oregonian came cross country to play here and made quite the mark. There's the 1-2 to Roman. Another foul ball towards Patrick Murphy, now in his 28th season here. Preseason SEC poll said they should be 9th. Right now they find themselves in 4th. Upstairs from Kavan.
Kavan not afraid to use that rise ball inside to lefties, really making sure that she gets that elevated after giving up the home run to Jenna Young, the lefty on the inner half. It was a little too sweet. Great job by the freshman Roman, fouling off pitches.
Kavan still has not recorded a strikeout yet today. They saw Teagan on Thursday and did not fare well, but today the number's much better. Good indication, right, of a good hitting team.
Yes, making adjustments.
Day 3 on Sunday.
100%.
You're seeing the ace again for the second time. Kavan able to knock it down. And gets Roman one away.
That's one thing about Kavan with all her experience. Pretty steady in the circle. A little bit of a smile after knocking that ball down, chatting with her teammates.
Here's Ambry Taylor. So we've already seen Citlali Gutierrez up in the Texas bullpen, and now she's joined by Brenly Gonzalez. Brenly threw the last 3 innings of the game last night.
Citlali Gutierrez had the most success last night, and it was with that off-speed curveball. I'm actually surprised that they don't have Kavan throwing more off-speed pitches. Now falling behind 3-0, and I think Kavan's wondering where that's missing.
Right down Main Street, 3-1. And now the count goes full. Texas had a 29-game winning streak earlier this season that ended last Sunday. They've still won 30 of 32, but they are trying to avoid a third loss in their last 4 games.
Oh, losing their first SEC series. It's a big one.
Taylor, playable for Katie Stewart, 2 down.
Good job by Tegan Cavan to fight back from a 3-0 count and record freshman Taylor and get her out. She's that changeup on a 3-1 hitters count. And again, I think that's the pitch she really has to throw consistently. She doesn't always use it a lot, but I think against this Alabama team, they are very prepared for her. They're not swinging through her rise ball. She needs to use that off-speed pitch, the curved ball, which she really hasn't gotten to right-handed hitters. If she can get that curved ball a little bit more on the outer half of the plate, try to expand the zone laterally instead of vertically. Horizontally, excuse me.
Here's Giles, walked and scored on the Young home run last inning. Atwood will go out for a chat. That right there, folks, is one of the best batteries in the country. They are both members of the U.S. national team pool. Looking for a spot on the team for the United States this summer and possibly beyond to the 2028 Olympics. Cavan had to fix her headgear, now ready to go. And for a strike, 1-1.
Back to your point about them being in the players pool for Team USA. A lot of right-handed pitchers in that pool, not a lot of lefties. Keilani Ricketts and Kelly Maxwell, the only 2 lefties. And typically Team USA is very lefty heavy. All the Olympics I played in, 3 of the 5 pitchers were left-handed.
There's your current crop of SEC players that are in the pool. There's 7 total active players. 2-2.
Yeah, SEC
but your
very
young
heavy.
your young righties would be Cavan, Kennedy, Jordy Fromm.
Yep.
Of course, Montana Fouts is also on that list from Alabama. It seems weird not seeing Abbott and Osterman.
I know, for all those years.
on
Exactly.
that list of pitchers.
Great Cat Osterman, as Texas alum.
American stalwarts.
That's right.
And a called strike 3. She needed some pitchers to do it, but 1-2-3 ends that inning. Headed to the top of the fourth, 4-1 Alabama over Texas, joined by head coach Mike White of the Longhorns. Mike, the 2 hits on the board. What's the challenge here moving forward against Vic Moten?
Oh, just getting pitches that are in the strike zone. We let some good ones go, and she's tough, though. She throws hard. She's got good movement. But we got to be patient. We got to make sure we get those pitches we can hit.
And, Coach, what's the message to Tegan Cavan? She had 9 strikeouts in game 1. They're laying off the rise ball here this afternoon. What does she need to continue to do to put zeros up on the board?
Well, yeah, she's just got to keep working all the pitches, using the off speed and the drop. And, right now she's not really being effective with the drop, so we got to get that going.
Yep. Okay.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you,
Coach.
welcome.
Yeah, I think it's the off speed. We talked about it. She typically only uses it 10-12% of the time. If she can use that more, as well as the drop ball, that curve ball a little bit on the outer half, I think it takes the pressure off of the rise ball, which obviously Alabama is laying off of.
So let's see if they can get something going against Moten, who's back out there to start this 4th inning. A pair of 1, 2, 3 innings already this afternoon. They were only retired in order twice the first 2 games of this series. So Moten is on it right now. Has struck out 5. And so far has kept the top 3 in the order off the bases. Let's see if Vivi Martinez can change that. It's 3-4-5 coming up.
Well, it's so easy for pitchers to be and get in your head to be too perfect. And when you're too perfect, you start missing off the edges. And another thing I was talking with Coach Murphy and Kayla Bro about is, just pumping her up and saying, hey, just, go after it. Don't be perfect. Just throw the ball hard. Let the movement work.
Martinez back to the track goes Kristen White. 1 down.
But since she has re-entered after that first inning, so she went 2/3 and gave up 5 walks and 3 earned runs. And since re-entering in the game yesterday, she has just been lights out.
Here's Reese Atwood. The 1 run up on the board off of her bat. The solo home run, first pitch swinging back in the 2nd.
Oh, and that was a pitch on the inner half. It was slightly elevated, so obviously first pitch to her is going to be on the outer half drop ball, moving away.
Let's not throw that one again.
Exactly. And there it is. That's the pitch that you have to try to throw to Reese Atwood. A drop on the inner half will get hit out. So that pitch is elevated. It gets into her wheelhouse. And Reese Atwood, with so much experience, when she sees that, she's going to hammer it.
That's a step in her growth as a player. She wasn't seeing a ton of good pitches to hit after she started smashing all the home runs as a sophomore, worked through that, developed the patience and the eye to go ahead and take the walk if need be, find her pitch last year.
Well, and it shows, Beth, to your point as well, 47% of her hits are for extra bases. It shows the power, and that comes, you're not hitting bad pitches, right? Or you're not chasing pitches out of the zone if you're hitting 47% of them for extra base hits or for power. So it's just a smart athlete right there.
2-time first-team All-American. Trying to stay just 1 game behind Oklahoma with their big 3-game series in Austin coming up next weekend. And Atwood with the 1-out walk. And that is the first free pass from Moten.
Impressive.
But it also means there's a base runner for the big bat of Katie Stewart. Really worked hard on her swing and her swing path in the offseason.
Yeah, really a much flatter bat. And working hard on getting that front foot down. And then making sure that bat is in a position to be able to elevate pitches up in the zone. She was very good on pitches low in the zone when we were talking with Erin Earlywine before yesterday's game. It's really about giving her a better path for that barrel to come through, elevate that pitch up in the zone out of the yard.
Yeah, he was telling you, you think about the pitchers and the high velocity around the SEC and teams you're going to see in the World Series. Your ability to handle the rise, paramount. One, two to Stewart. Katie Stewart launches that one, and so long. 2-run shot makes it a 1-run game.
Wow, that ball was blasted. That looked like the Artemis taking off. That thing was elevated out of here. Vandergrift didn't even run. She looked up and saw that ball. That was way gone. A towering shot. Rise ball on the outer half that stays a little bit too middle. Look at that front foot down, the way she gets underneath. And she knew it right off the bat. That ball was gone. A 2-run shot gets Texas right back in this 19th home run of the year for Katie Stewart.
So Atwood and Stewart both delivered today. And here's Matea Lawson, who gets the start as the DP. Flew out to right her first time up. Moten trying to settle in, and Jocelyn Brisky on your left, Ailey Johnson on your right. Brisky has appeared in both games so far.
Moten pitch count into the 60s now after throwing 107 last night.
1-2 to Lawson.
Oh, next, she looks like she's starting to labor just a little bit. She looks a little tired. You can see it in her body language, her face.
Does get the strikeout there, her 6th, 2 down.
And the energy a little bit more reserved, so going downstairs, picking up the strikeout, drop ball, good movement.
See if she can finish the inning here. It's Ashton Maloney.
Yeah, she's been outstanding in the series.
Maloney gonna take second, thinking third, and she'll head there. And Ashton Maloney gets Texas the tying run 60 feet away.
Well, and this is just a setup for Maloney to be able to run the circle. So you can take a look at the right fielder over here, but she doesn't get down in time to be able to back up this throw. Jenna Young is going to charge it. This is one of the hardest plays on an infielder, throwing back behind herself, but you can see Roman will come up behind Jenna Young instead of running over toward Brooke Wells. And so when that ball goes down the line, Maloney sees it and just knows that she is off to the races all the way down over to third base. So that throwing error costly. So it's a hit and an error that puts Maloney at third.
Ends up being a 2-base error, and Katie Bennett can now tie the game or take the lead. Bennett struck out on a rise ball her first time up. Trying to bump to get on.
Boy, and Texas has done a good job of quieting down the Rhodes house. It's tough to do.
Two and one. And now 2 and 2.
Nice drop at the lower part of the zone. See if they come back upstairs. They struck her out on a rise ball in her first at bat.
Full count. Got her. Went back upstairs. Strands the tying run at third, but a couple up on the board for Texas. Inching closer.
Katie Stewart showing why she is one of the best hitters in the game. The junior stepping up big time for the Longhorns. Her 19th home run of the year, going yard, a 2-run shot that helps get Texas right back in it.
Four-3 in game 3, Alabama and Texas. Patrick Murphy now joining us. And Patrick, the offense the last couple of days on display for you guys. What's been the big difference all year for this group at the plate?
I think confidence. You know, Michelle, you hit and pitched, and the biggest thing for a hitter is confidence. Can I do it? And a prime example of that was Papillo. You know, after last year, she had a little transition. And then this fall, she said, you know what, Murph? I know I can do it this year. That's the biggest difference.
Yeah, and that's important as well in the circle. Your freshman, Vic Moten, what gave her the confidence to be able to come back and to do what she's done?
I told him before, I was like, you know what? I've never been the person on the mound. I've never been the person in the box or on defense. You have, Michelle. I have never done that. And for them to do that, both teams, anybody, you know, to do that at a high level in front of 4,000 people on your national television audience, that's a big deal. Yeah. That's gritty, that's resilient, that's the determined young lady.
Absolutely.
For the record, I can hit too, Coach.
Okay, yeah, I know you can. Hey, best wishes to Dawn Staley and her team. I hope she brings it home for the SEC.
Awesome.
Thank you,
Coach.
Murph.
Thanks for being here, guys.
May be done for the day, but either way, this has been a game-changing weekend for Vic Moten with her outstanding relief work last night, and now the 4-3 lead here today into the 4th inning for her.
She has been outstanding. Just the fire. I think that's what I love to watch.
7 strikeouts.
Yes, which is a career high against an SEC foe.
Trying to get her first SEC win, if that were to happen. Tegan Cavan is also back out there in the 4th for Texas. Did you pay attention to, in your younger days, if you were throwing against, you know, the king of the castle, the queen of the court out there, the All-American? Did you pay attention to that?
Oh, yeah, you knew. Trust me. You had to know, because we were calling our own games.
Oh. Do you have a favorite win or against a particular opponent from your college days?
Against Nebraska. Yeah, they were #1 for a while. Oklahoma State was always, back when I played, better than Oklahoma, so really that wasn't the battle.
That'll girl to get that dig in there.
There you go. I know. The Sooners will be writing me. I love it. I love it. Yeah, so it's interesting, you know, rivalries, how they kind of morph and blend over different decades. But I would say it was Nebraska and the Big 8 back in the day.
Yeah. These two may not have run into one another in their younger days. Of course, that's so much more popular now. You know half the guys on the other team.
Yeah.
But Cavan out of West Des Moines, Iowa, which of course is familiar to sports fans as the hometown of one Caitlin Clark. And Moten, the pride of Daphne, Alabama. 6, 7, 8 coming up here for the Tide. They answered to Texas scoring in the 2nd. Can they do it again here in the 4th?
Nice change up at 59 miles an hour, and that's what Coach White talked about, that Cavan was going to need to use that off-speed change up a little bit more. Try to get that drop ball going, because Alabama has done a very good job of laying off the rise ball, not swinging through it.
Full count. Vandegrift finds a hole on the right side. Could be a big breakout weekend for her as well. She's on board for the 2nd time. And there she is in the 6th hole, Smitty, leading off again.
That's right, leading off again. And Coach Murphy knows he does his homework, and he's going to plug and play his kids in the best spots he can, get the most out of them.
Here's Salem Hawkins. Popped up in foul territory. Her first time up will advance the runner here. One down with the sacrifice.
Wow, that's a great sacrifice bunt. She's got that low crouch and then able to still come up and get on top of the rise ball and bunt it down. Good bunt defense for Texas to get the out. That moves Vandegrift into scoring position.
Jenny Young, 3-run bomber. First time up back in the 2nd inning to get Alabama the lead. Her 4th of the season.
Rise ball in the inner half that she's able to just get connected on. Front foot down, she's on time and just bashes that out onto the brickyard. That got the Rhodes house rocking.
They're sitting 3-4 deep out there beyond the fence. And then up onto the bricks. Enjoying a tasty frosty beverage on another warm day in T-Town. And Mike White is out to talk to Kavan. There's been activity in that bullpen the last 3 innings now for Texas. Series wins against South Carolina, Ole Miss, and Texas A&M already. Trying to pick up a 4th one here. Of course, next weekend, Oklahoma, and then Georgia, Kentucky, Arkansas. On paper, it would appear they have the toughest road to the top. If they lose here, they would fall 2 games behind Oklahoma at the midway point of the season. There you see it. Certainly looks like it might be coming down to an epic final weekend in early May to decide the championship. That Oklahoma won last year and kind of came down to Texas A&M losing a game during the regular season. Got canceled. Not a loss, but canceled.
Due to rain, due to weather.
Of course, then they shared the SEC tournament crown because of bad weather on Championship Saturday. We will be at Kentucky this year, 2nd week of May for the SEC.
And up for the selection show to Bristol.
Going to be cool this year. We're going to know not just the top 16, but the top 32 seeds. As Young drops that one into shallow center. Runners on the corners with 1 out. And it's Kristen White. Will Texas shift again defensively? A bloop single that turned into a double for her the first time up. And as of right now, they're going to stay put. They'll bring Katie Bennett, the left fielder, way in. With Papillo on deck, back to the top of the order.
Jenna Young with some speed over at first, 6 stolen bases.
Yeah, it would be really tough to get a double play to end the inning here with her speed and White's at the plate from the left side.
Yeah, and I'm sure with the speed of Vandergriff on 3rd, this will be ball angle. So if White can get the ball down on the ground, as soon as Vandergriff sees the ball heading, before it even hits the ground, she needs to take off toward home. Nice pitch on the inner half. Alabama still continues to battle their hitters, getting into good leveraged counts. Still in the hitter's count here.
White, high, hopper to 3rd, nowhere to go with it for Nichols because she had to check the runner. And the bases are loaded for Papillo. Alabama's top 2 hitters, both averaging better than 400. One at the plate, one on deck.
And we always talk about the answer stat. Texas put up those 2 big runs in the 4th. Alabama here trying to do their share here in the bottom.
Papillo just missed a home runner last time up. Drove in a run with a double off the wall out and left.
Wow, and that is discipline laying off that rise ball. That's a good pitch at the top of the zone, and she does not flinch at it.
Non-competitive, and it's 3-0. Taking 3-1.
On all the hits this afternoon that Tegan Cavan has given up to Alabama have all come off the lefties' bats. 5 of the 9 left-handed for Alabama, responsible for all the hits this afternoon.
Ball 4 will walk in a run. That is her 3rd walk RBI of the series. So 3 singles, a sacrifice, and a walk gets a run up for the Tide. And let's see if that's it for Cavan. They are going to bring in Citlali Gutierrez from the bullpen.
Gutierrez was good last night. That off-speed curveball was a lot for Alabama to handle. They swung through it a lot.
And Alabama chases the Texas ace here in game 3. We'll take a break. Back to the Rhodes House in a moment. ESPN and ABC, your exclusive home of the Women's College World Series and the entire road to it. Tegan Cavan was the most outstanding player in Oklahoma City last June. And she has been lifted here with the bases loaded and a run already in the bottom of the 4th. Brooke Wells will face Citlali Gutierrez. Struck out 3 of the 6 batters she faced in relief yesterday. Wells had a bases loaded and bases clearing double in the win last night.
It's going to be a very different look coming out of Citlali Gutierrez's hand. It's going to be a lot of spin, speed over velocity, 58-mile-an-hour off-speed curveball, and a good drop ball at the lower half of the zone.
Wells gets into that crouch on the right side. Got under it. Shallow right, and going out on the grass is good. Runners will hold, 2 down.
It's a really good catch by Good over the shoulder. I'm surprised that Maloney didn't call her off. That's the easier play for her coming in, especially with the bases loaded. Jenny Young has to retreat back to 3rd.
Here's Anna Roman. Couple of grounders right back to the pitcher. Young, White, and Papillo aboard. Texas has already walked one run in this inning. Make it 2.
See this pitch out of the hand. This is that curveball. It's got that tight spin. It's a little bit above the belt. Alabama has been so disciplined. I can't state it enough. The adjustments that they've made throughout this series.
Here's Taylor now with the bases still loaded. Flew out to right, popped up to first.
So much movement on that off-speed curveball from Gutierrez.
Here's your base runners, White and Papillo and Roman. Reaches for it, Martinez charges, can't handle it cleanly. And the throw to the plate in time to record the out. As Papillo tried to score coming around third. They did get another run in. And now Patrick Murphy talking with the umpires about a possible obstruction at home plate. So they are going to challenge here. Kristen White did score from third, and then Papillo tried to come in from second. Tag applied on the ponytail.
Atwood in front of home plate and then steps. Once she has the ball,
she can step across.
Yep.
Are they going to say she was already blocking before it got to her? Tag definitely applied.
Yep.
After review, the ruling at home plate is confirmed. The runner's out. This is Alabama's first challenge of the ball game. They have one remaining.
All right, so Alabama loses that challenge, but they do put a 3-spot up as the inning comes to a close. Bama by 4.
freshman Vic Moten has been outstanding in the series and specifically in this start. All the energy that freshman, the drop ball was popping. A lot more rise ball here this afternoon against the #1 team in the nation. A little bit of screwball to the lefty. She was just hammering the zone. 7 strikeouts, just 1 free pass given up. And so remember, she got pulled yesterday in the first inning because she gave up 5 walks in 2/3 of an inning. Since then, she re-entered the game and has been lights out. 8 2/3 innings pitched, giving up just 3 earned runs. Those 13 strikeouts.
That was a live look, by the way. She is still out there in the bullpen and could re-enter.
Yes.
But for now, it's Jocelyn Brisky, her 3rd appearance of the series. Took the loss, her first and only loss of the season, on Thursday, and then came on a couple innings of relief work yesterday. 9 and then the top here for Texas. Brisky gets the swing and miss. Now the veteran of the staff, the junior from Phoenix, 14-1 on the season with a 1.73 ERA. Has wins this year already over Ole Miss, Arkansas, Missouri. 4 complete game wins in SEC play.
She's really tightened up her pitches. A rise ball she uses about 35% of the time, a drop ball 22% of the time. So she really likes to expand that zone. And one of the keys for her also is that she is much better when she is ahead. Look at that batting average against, well under 100, but when she is behind, when she is in leveraged counts for the hitters, it is not pretty. A 394 batting average against.
That's the strikeout of Nichols. That is the 8th of the day for the Texas hitters.
8th of the day, and this one's coming off the changeup. Look at the way it just falls off the table. She gets Nichols to chase it down into the dirt. Good job by Giles to make sure they get the out. First strikeout for Brisky here.
Caden Henry has struck out twice. Top of the order, 0 for 6 today. The damage being done by Reese Atwood with a solo home run, Katie Stewart with a 2-run home run. Stewart also with a single, and Ashton Maloney with a single. That has been it today for this Texas lineup until that one. Henry gets the horns, a base runner.
Hopper right back up the middle. And I think Brisky really needs to use that off speed a lot here against Texas. Helps set up her drop.
Off the end of the bat, the only play to first for Bama. Good taken care of, 2 down. Henry over into scoring position.
Yeah, great job by Taylor to get that out. That was another changeup. Again, I think we're going to see a heavy amount of those out of the hand of Brisky.
Here's Vivi Martinez. Two for 9 so far in the series.
Martinez was so good in game 1. She hit a home run her first at bat. Kind of set the tone of that game 1. Then yesterday, struck out 3 times, had only struck out 2 times all year.
1-2 pitch. Doesn't get her to chase high.
Another changeup. See if they come back with it here.
Full count. Alabama does not want another base runner with Atwood coming up. Texas today 1 for 6 with a runner on base. They've only had, this is just their second opportunity with a runner in scoring position today. One hopper to Taylor over to first. Side retired, Bama in front.
Let's get you caught up with how we got where we're at. And Reese Atwood with a solo shot in the second to get Texas on the board. But how about Jenna Young coming right back, a 3-run shot. That gives Alabama the lead. And then in the 4th inning for Texas, Katie Stewart with a moonshot. A 2-run home run that gets them back in this game. A couple more runs for Alabama. And here we are at 7-3 coming into the bottom of the 5th inning with the Tide on top.
Citlali Gutierrez back in the circle here for Texas. Came on in relief the last inning. And she will face the pinch hitter here, Garrett Griggs. Batting in the 5 spot in the order. Lined right at Nichols, knocked down, and she's got it 1 away. I'll bring up Audrey Vandegrift. A double, a single, 2 runs scored. After leaving the top spot in the order the last couple of days and batting 6th. It's been a good move.
Yeah, she's been really good in that 6th hole. A lot of opportunities to lead off as well, which is obviously the same as when she's in that 1 hole, but I like her down here because it also frees her up to be able to run a little bit, use that speed once she does get on base.
2-2. Reaches for it right down the line, and Stewart guarding the base, 2 down. Here's Salem Hawkins. Texas trying to secure its third 1-2-3 inning of the day.
It's just been a couple of bad innings. Crooked numbers in the second and the fourth. Given up.
Texas has scored in the top half of those innings, and Alabama has responded in the bottom half of the second and fourth innings.
Well, and it's interesting, too, because that fourth inning 3 spot that Texas gave up, it was 2 walks that pushed runs across and an error. It was that 33rd error of the year by that Texas defense. In fact, that's 9 in the last 7 games.
We did look back at the play during the break, and Coach Murphy in the third base batter's box did signal for Papillo to head home. She got thrown out at the plate. Trying to catch Texas napping a little bit. Vivi Martinez made a nice play to scoop it up and throw out Papillo at home. Otherwise, it could have been a lot worse. Martinez charges. Well done. 1, 2, 3 inning for Texas as we head to the 6th. And look who's coming up for Texas. Home run hitters. Reese Atwood solo. And then with Reese on base, Stewart 2-run blast. Texas offense today, a whole lot of Atwood and Stewart. They have both homered today. The rest of the team just 2 for 17. So this would be a moment, perhaps the last, for Atwood and Stewart as we move into the 6th. 7-3, Alabama in front. Reese has homered in the second and then walked and scored in the 4th. Number 1 Texas trying to avoid the series loss. As it stands, they would fall 2 games behind Oklahoma in the standings. And it would even them up in the loss column with Florida and Alabama. Back on the track. Stays in the yard for Roman. One down.
Could have been a little dicey with the wind blowing out to right field. Roman able to track that down. It just shows the power of Reese Atwood to all fields.
It's actually Larissa Pruitt, who has come on as a defensive replacement. So here's Stewart, a single and a 2-run shot. Florida, by the way, has just fallen to Mississippi State 9-5.
It's hard to be a prediction expert in the SEC.
Yeah, so Alabama with a win now could move up a spot and have the head-to-head with Texas if it were to come to that. They do not play Florida or Oklahoma, the Tide. Stewart sends one deep, and it's her second of the day. Home run, Katie Stewart. Her 20th of the season.
Katie Stewart, her home runs are epic. They they go as far and as high. Pitch on the outer half, it's a rise ball, and you could tell Jocelyn Brisky immediately knew off the bat that this was leaving the yard. Just the extension, the power to all fields. Number 20 on the year for Katie Stewart, second of the game.
She is having an SEC Player of the Year kind of season. She and Oklahoma freshman Kendall Wells have just been hitting rockets. Of course, Wells earlier today hit her 30th home run for Oklahoma, tying the NCAA freshman record.
Well, you know, you have to ask a couple questions. Like, that was supposed to be a waste pitch. That's an 0-2 count, and Brisky cannot make that mistake to anybody, more or less to Katie Stewart. She is going to hop all over, especially when she's protecting the zone. But you're right. Wells, Stewart, those are the type of bats that you have to be very precise with, otherwise they're going to take you out of the yard.
One-two to Lawson. Let's check out the side swing.
Oh,
ooh.
Yeah, should have been strike three.
Now good on a play. Off the glove of Brisky. Lawson aboard with one out. Texas not going away. Here's Ashton Maloney. A strikeout and then reached on an error. To short. Hawkins scoops to get the lead runner, 2 down.
It's a good job of getting that lead runner, taking a little bit of pressure off of Brisky, allowing that runner to get into scoring position.
Bennett slices that the opposite way, and right there is Vandegrift. And that'll end the inning. Stewart puts one up. Still a 3-run Alabama lead.
Katie Stewart with her 3rd home run of the series, 2nd of this game, an elevated 0-2 pitch as she punishes and drives it out of the yard. Katie Stewart having herself a series.
It's the best rivalry in any sport.
Both states take a tremendous amount of pride in winning that game.
What a big shot! He's got it! Touchdown, Texas! OU is gonna win it again! Down go the chain!
The historic four-peat for Oklahoma!
The Red River rivalry is heated up.
We'll get ready for the Red River rivalry next weekend in Austin, with Oklahoma headed to town. And a showdown for first place in the SEC. The winner would be in the driver's seat heading into the final weeks of the regular season. Oklahoma swept Texas at home last year, and then Texas beat the Sooners at the World Series en route to the national championship. Can they rally here to take some momentum back home with them? Or will Alabama have its first series win at home against the #1 team in 15 years? As Gutierrez gets young. One down. That's just the second strikeout for Alabama today. They beat Florida on the road in 2016, but you got to go back to 2011 against Georgia, the last time they were able to do it here. Here's Kristen White in the 9 spot in the order, no shift. By the way, due up in the bottom half, or the top half of the 7th, last chance for Texas will be 9, 1, and 2. Two down.
First time Kristen White is retired in that 9 hole. They've been outstanding, 8 and 9 for Alabama, turning that lineup over. Obviously, Jenny Young with the home run. The lower half of the lineup for Alabama has been so strong today.
Here's Papillo. RBI double in the 2nd, the walk with the bases loaded in the 4th. There's a rope out to right, and Papillo with the 2-out single.
Pillow's got a sweet swing. I like her in this leadoff spot. Pitch on the outer half, but the strength. Look at the foot down, on time, head down. Great extension. Wow. Papillo really showing out in that leadoff spot since Coach Murphy put her up there yesterday.
Here's Brooke Wells. Got under it. Stewart goes back. She'll give way to Maloney, and the side is retired. Last chance coming up for #1 Texas. here at the Rhodes House. To the 7th, Alabama 3 outs away from taking a series against #1 Texas. The Horns' best comeback of the season. Well, just last weekend against Texas A&M. They were down 3, rallied to win, and now here they are trailing by 4. They got one back last inning. And it will be 9, and then the top, Alyssa Sneed is the pinch hitter here to face Jocelyn Brisky. For those of you looking for the LSU-Mizzou game, they will be starting on SEC Network Plus, and then we'll join them at the conclusion of this game. In foul territory, and Giles able to make the scoop catch one away.
Great job by Giles to keep her eye on that awkward part of the field with the dugout.
Well, now is the time for the top of this Texas order to arrive. Can they get Atwood and Stewart to the plate in the 4 and 5 spots in the order?
Brisky attacking the zone here, the first 2 batters of this inning. Getting a hit 0-2 to both of them.
Alabama looking to help Vic Moten, the freshman, get her first SEC win. Terrific in relief last night, stellar as the starter today. Gloved at third by Taylor. From her knees, the throw to first in time. 2 down.
Ambry Taylor, the freshman over at third base, has been outstanding for the Tide. Look at the way she's going to go to this ball, get down, and no, she doesn't have a lot of time with the speed of Katie Henry, and of course.
On the field as the runner was out at first base. Texas is challenging. The previous play is under further review.
And Brisky loving what her defense has done for her. Close play. Take a look at it.
All right, so the call on the field is out at first. So it can either be confirmed, it can stand, or it can be changed.
See if Duksher's foot was on the base as well.
Ball definitely beats her there.
Yeah, I think the question is the foot.
Oh, that looks to be out right there.
Yeah. Nice stretch by
After
Duksher.
review, the ruling at first base is confirmed. The runner's out as Texas's second and final challenge of the ballgame.
Confirmed means there was visual evidence to back up the call, so Texas now down to its last out. Leanne Good, who hit 2 home runs on Thursday. Two and one. On their feet at the Rhodes House. 3 and 1. And now 1 strike away. From a series win that would tie them with Texas in the loss column, behind Oklahoma in the SEC standings. Good. Lines out to second. And for the first time in 15 years, the home crowd at the Rhodes House celebrates a series win over a top-ranked opponent.
How about the Tide coming back from a 9-1 loss in Game 1 to win the series? Just an outstanding effort by the Tide.
Alabama wins it 7-4, your final for our entire crew. Michelle Smith, Karen Johns, I'm Beth Mowens. Let's get you out to Columbia with Nate and Monica for LSU Missouri.